order for transfer to be successful, there is a need for training to start right now. And of course, leaders are not just born, but they can be developed. For leadership is a skill and it is an art that one must have. I'd like to welcome all of you to Dynamic Youth with our episode on Leadership at its Finest. Of course, we are here, right here at the heart of Capital University, and I am very much honored to have with me as my panelists, young student leaders, dynamic, just as Dynamic Youth is very much for the young people. I'd like to welcome to the show, first of all, Miss Karen Angus. She's also a recognized campus organization leader. Welcome to Dynamic Youth.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening, guys. Everyone here in the set. Hi, good evening, ma'am.
Oo, heto na yung time na kukuha kayo ng boto, ha? Para makilala nila kayo, okay? So, it's just like campaigning for your seat right now. And of course, I have here also John Santos. May gabi diha sa imo.
May gabi sa tanan. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
And Algier Aringo.
Good evening to all. It's such a privilege to be invited in here.
And Mr. John Emilia, he is from the Working Scholars Association. Good evening sa'yo.
Good evening, Dr. Jane. Thank you also for having me here and welcome to Capital University.
Yes, dapat i-welcome ninyo ang aking team dito sa Capital University. Okay? And of course, meron po akong kasama ngayong gabing ito who will also be managing and manning ang ating mga viewers, ang ating audience dyan. I'd like to welcome to Dynamic Youth, Mr. A.L.
Daghang salamat, Doc Jean. Now tonight, we have a very interesting topic entitled Leadership at its Finest, the Youth and Being a Leader. Now tonight, here with me are the leaders, the finest and the dynamic leaders of Capital University! Now, I would like also to recognize the Central Student Government of Capital University. Can we ask them to stand? Thank you, thank you. And also the former CSG officers who are now working here at Capital University. All right. And also the criminology, the students, kaniyang mga manakop sa atong mga dili mayong leaders, Doc. The criminology students, can we ask them to stand? Everybody in red, maroon, whatever color. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the business administration students, thank you. Can we ask them to stand? Thank you. And also, the College of Maritime Education. The three gentlemen, thank you. And also the recognized organizations and leaders of Capital University. Officers? All right, they're here. Thank you, and thank you. And that's it from the Capital University. Thank you, Doc. Back to you.
Okay. Now, let's start off by saying, you know that ngayon ang mga kabataan, sabi natin, ang mga kabataan ay haligi ng lipunan. So you are actually the pillars of our country, and it seems like the young are right now very actively involved in the different aspects of the Philippine government and the life that we have right now. So I'd like to ask you, Karen, bakit mahalaga ang isang leader sa isang institution or organization?
Basically, ang leader talaga, siya yung nag-guide. Parang siya yung nag-lead sa isang grupo. Kasi kung walang leader, kung wala good siya, parang wala bitag mo stand as somebody nga imong matap, if you are like a coordinator na kay matap nga somebody nga responsible to lead them. Kay kung ang mga students pa na sila makita nga kanang maayo na siya nga leader, they will be able to follow him or her. Ag ma-inspire pod sila. Ang tinod yun nga leader is the one kanang maka-inspire pod ka sa uban nga mahimo pod sila nga leader. So I guess that's it. That's the essence
so
of being
what
a
you're
leader.
trying to say, the very essence of it is a leader is like a compass.
Yes.
So siya yung mag-guide, mag-chart saan ba kayo pupunta? Ano ba inyong adhikain, your objective, your mission for that particular organization?
Yes, ma'am, exactly. Because just like sa akong org, in my elite society, I am really I'm not really compelling them to do this and that, but I'm guiding them. I'm giving them instructions that you do this. And I'm very thankful that they are very responsible na mo follow dayon. Because they really saw, I think, siguro they saw in me na I'm really like that. So, nag-follow paghihapon sila.
Yes.
So.
Now, what about you, John? What inspires you to become a leader? Kasi I don't think that everybody would want to be a leader. Actually, some of us would shy even from the obligation. Kasi being a leader means there is also a lot of responsibilities, placed on your shoulders. So what inspires you or motivates you to become a leader?
Well, every morning I think about myself that am I even worthy to lead? Kanang maayo ba ko makapagdala sa mga kauban nako nga to this kind of goal. What inspires me is that people motivate me. They say to me nga kanang, bay, murag na ko'y salig si mo nga mudagan ani. Murag na ko'y salig si mo nga murag kaya ni nimo. Pero ay kabalakad nga you shouldn't worry because we are here with you. We will work as a team. Then so far that inspires me because they also encourage me.
So, ibig sabihin, nakakataba ng puso, di ba? Ibig sabihin, they have faith and belief in you.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what about you, Algier? What can can you tell us or share with us a person who had a tremendous impact on you para masabi mo na, I'd like to follow this kind of leader and I would want to be like him?
That person who had a tremendous impact for me to become a leader is none other than my grandfather. He was serving in church for almost decades. And as I remember, muna perminti ang ginaingon sa ako every time na kanang makainom siya nga padayon sa trabaho, never mind the price, continue the game. And my lolo is always saying to me nga, whatever opportunity na sa imo, kung unsa man nga posisyon ang nasa imo, hawiri na siya. Ayaw na himua nga instrumento ka para ikapang hinambog nimo, but rather than use that as an instrument para maka-inspire ug makatabang ka sa uban. And he made that great impact sa ako nga magpadayon as a leader of today.
Okay. What about you, John? How long have you been a leader in your organization?
Actually, it's my first year pa as a leader, and I'm actually before the election, I was actually planning to run as a president of the Working Scholars, but some people tell me you should run because we see something in you that the organization needs. So I ran as a president, and now I am actually in my first year as the president also.
So, how do you organize projects? Siyempre, this is your first year to be a leader. So, the very first thing that you need to do would be organizing a project, di ba? Kasi hindi lang naman yung organization ninyo, pangalan lang. You need to do something in order for you to be able to show na, heto yun ang pwede nating gawin. So, how do you organize a project?
Actually, before I have a calendar, and I'm still using it today, I have a calendar wherein you can write something on it. Lahat ng mga activity ng organization, nakalista doon. So with other tasks, projects, and priorities, it constantly remind me what activities or tasks that needs to be prepared so that I can call a meeting about me to my officers. And ang pag-organize ng project, kailangan lengthy yung preparation especially sa aming mga working scholars na limited lang yung time. Tapos minsan lang kami nakikita sa aming mga officers, yung mga subordinates, so kailangan we can have a lengthy preparation.
So you're saying now that preparation is very much important
Yes,
in the groundwork of whatever organization you are
Yes,
in.
ma'am.
So, ikaw naman, Karen, what preparations do you do? Like, for example, okay, heto sabi na nga sa atin ni John, kailangan merong lengthy discussions. Ikaw, as a leader, how do you prepare?
Ma'am, as a leader, you don't really, do it on your own only because we have advisors. So we also check on them. We ask them what are we gonna do, what are we supposed to do, and then we plan it. We meet, we brainstorm, and then when we come up with that final idea, diha na dayon iliho ko na namo ang mga letters, ang mga we have just recently hosted a what do you call this one? A seminar workshop for the speakers and writers, and I'm very glad that it was successful. Although it's not really that lengthy, dili gid kayo sa taas nga preparation, no? Pero nakaingon jud ko nga successful gihapon siya because I have a very responsible, subordinates. So,
Okay. Now, what about you, John? Heto, how long have you been a leader?
Same with John. Just this is my
First year also.
to be engaged.
So, yeah. So, what is your project for the year of your being a leader?
Well, as part of the College of Maritime Education, I'm still thinking of a project that really benefits the students and as well as the administration of the school. We're still having plans with my team. I'd like to call my subordinates team kay lain mo kayo, like under kayo. But hopefully we'll think of something.
Okay. Now, what about you, Algier? How do you manage your time and your priorities? Siyempre, being a leader takes a lot of your time, di ba? Unless na you disagree with me, di ba? Lahat. Para bang it's an additional burden, additional mile that you have to hurdle. So, how do you manage your time and your leadership concerns?
In the first place, I'm a student who happens to be the CSG president. So basically, serving 2 masters at a time is quite challenging. Nag-aaral ka, tapos you have this huge responsibility to your constituents. Aside from that, yung pressure na nandito for academic and this leadership. Sa akin lang, I see to it that I give my time with the right people. I spend with them. At saka I give time as well to my constituents. Actually, it's really very hard. Kasi nga, yung time mo, dapat meron dito at saka meron din dito. So, I see to it na yung mabibigay ko is both equal on my part. Kasi nga, hindi po dalawa katawan ko, isa lang. So, I see to it that yung priorities ko is, for the first thing is like, gusto kong makatapos. Aside from that, to do my responsibility as well as the CSG president who happen na binoto nila ako, so I have that big responsibility sa lahat ng mga estudyante.
Okay. Now, what about you, John? Heto, narinig natin yung sinabi ng mga kasama mo. Do you believe in delegating responsibilities? Kasi syempre, mabigat kung ikaw lang mag-isa, di ba? Para bang kinain mo lahat ng problema sa mundo. So, how do you delegate or do you believe in delegation? Number 2, how do you delegate responsibilities?
Actually, I really believe in delegation. You can't be the jack of all trades talaga. And for me, in delegating responsibilities, yung piniprepare ko talaga before mag-start yung meeting, I have already the name of the persons and a group of people assigned to a specific task on a project together with a group of people and members that will help them to accomplish the task. So parang before nakastart ng meeting, ito nagbibigay na ako naman, ito yung gagawin mo, ikaw yung sa physical plant, ikaw yung sa food committee, ikaw yung secretariat. Kasi hindi ko kaya lahat. Kaya nga hindi tayo jack of all trades. Kaya nga i-delegate natin.
Tanungin ko kayong apat. If I were to ask you to rate yourselves 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, as a leader, how would you rate yourself? Let's ask our lady first.
Okay, so I think...
Yung
Grabe,
totoo,
no?
ha?
Rate talaga. Okay. I'm very, siguro, kabugiras kay kakunten, no? I'm just gonna give myself a space for improvement. I'm gonna rate myself siguro 8. Because I'm not really that.
What about you, John?
7.
Ano yan pa? Pababaan? What about you, Algier?
Nakakatakot na. 9. 9 because, of course, kagaya nga ni Marcos, hindi sapat ang isang taon to serve. And then there's a lot of plan na kailangan i-pursue and then we need time. Kailangan din consultation for the students. So I think I still have, meron pang kulang na kailangan kong gawin.
Okay. What about you?
For me, I think 8. 8 na yung sa akin.
So tama na sa iyo yung 8.
Tama sa akin
Para
yung
meron ka pang 2 points to go high.
Tama.
Balikan ko nga ang aking audience. Let me ask AL. AL, narinig natin, di ba? So maybe you can ask 1 or 2 of our audiences there na heto ba, tama lang ba yung kanilang rating na binigay nila sa kanilang mga sarili?
All right. So, can we ask the constituents of the CSC president? The president who would like to say something? Do you believe that the score that he gave is
9 ang kanyang score, ha?
9? Is it overstated, understated, is just enough? Anybody? Anybody? Go.
Sige, bigay mo lang yung mic kahit saan dyan.
All right, let's have you, sir. Overstated, understated, or it's just enough? 9.
Okay lang.
Okay lang?
Okay lang, sabi
Okay
niya?
lang, okay lang daw.
Oh, sige.
One more.
One more.
for the beautiful lady.
Yeah, kasi 8 ang kanyang binigay
All right,
eh.
we'll have it. Then we'll have a gentleman for that beautiful lady.
Yes. Sige,
All right.
here. Ah.
A gentleman, a gentleman. Now, Mr. Pangilinan. Can you stand up, sir? Thank you. Now, you see that beautiful lady. She gave a score of herself. How many? 8. Is it overstated, understated, or is it just enough?
Just enough.
Ang beauty, ang enough? All right. Back to you, Doc.
So, ibig sabihin, pwede pa daw, ha? Kasi just enough. Okay. Now, balikan ko yung aking mga panelists here. So, narinig natin, no, the way you rated yourselves. So, let me get to, like for example, you encounter problems within the organization. So, how would you handle the problems or concerns within the organization? Hindi naman kasi po pwedeng perfect ang organization. Sometimes you get, mga dissents. In other words, people who do not agree with how you manage or supervise things, or maybe who do not believe as you do believe in. So, how do you manage them? The reason why I'm asking you is I will explain that after your answers. Let's start off with you, John.
For me, I think we should respect yung hindi niya gusto, yung paraan ng pag-lead ko ng isang grupo. For me, sa akin lang, we should try to give her or him a time to explain bakit ganito, bakit ayaw niya, ano yung gusto niya, para at least we can have a foundation on what we should change sa paraan ng pakikipag-lead sa isang grupo.
What about you, Algier?
Well, sa amin, sa Central Student Government, since we presidents have our own constituents, kasi nga we are presidents of each department, we have this hard time talaga to meet up together, kaming lahat, kasi nga we have different time schedules. Aside from that, yung length of pasok namin sa classes, like hindi magkapareho. So we'll see to it na kung meron talagang activity na gagawin, we'll see to it na kailangan kami mag-sacrifice to this kasi
Pero
nga kailangan.
supposing may narinig ka, may nagsabi sa'yo, Algier, sabi ni ganito, hindi daw tama yung ginagawa mo. O kaya, palpak daw yung iyong leadership. How would you react to it?
Yes, sa situation na ganyan, it's give a challenge sa akong part. Kasi nga, unang-una, hindi lang naman ako hindi lang ako nag-iisa. This is not a one-man show. I still have my other president. So basically, the decisions na kailangan namin gawin, hindi lang sa akin manggagaling. I see to it na meron ding bosses, yung mga co-presidents, kasi nga, we're leading the whole institution. So kung merong comments man na hindi, parang sa kanya, hindi maganda, di natanggap namin yun as a feedback para sa aming mga
Okay, so what about you, Jan?
Well, as part of the team, everyone's thought is counted. Where everyone should play a part. Like, one should not just listen around. Kanang dapat siya magmuhatag og idea. Or let's give a chance for everyone to share about what they can do with this problem. Planning, organizing, and afterwards the solution.
Okay, what about Karen? How do you handle criticisms?
Yeah, dili gid malikaya nga sa isa ka grupo na agi mga members nga mga medyo cranky or whatever. But I'm that kind of leader na patience is 1 million meters. Grabe kataas. I need to understand them. Why did they, basig tungod lang to sa iyang mood, maong nisupak siya sa akong kuan idea. But then I really respect their ideas because sometimes most of the time they are right.
Okay. Yun yung gusto kong marinig galing sa inyo. Ibig sabihin, you are open to receive whatever criticisms, whether it's constructive or destructive. It's how you handle that. Now, Ael, meron tayo diyang guidance counselor in the person of Dr. Eleanor Buot. Can I
Yes,
see
Doc.
her, please?
We have here. Ma'am, can you stand? All right.
Okay, can you please give her your mic? I'd like to ask her, what is one mistake that a leader can commit?
Based on experience, one of the most serious offense a leader could commit is malversation.
Okay, so malversation. Pwede kaya ninyong pasukin yan? Ang mga kabataan? So anyways, yes ma'am. So para po sa inyo, yung mga student leaders natin na nandito sa harapan ngayon, what is the one thing or one characteristic na sa paniniwala po ninyo makes them a very good leader today and have a future as a leader of the nation someday?
as a guidance counselor, I could vouch that they are all students of integrity. They have an exemplary character. I could vouch of that.
Thank you very much. So, Ael, no, narinig natin yung ating guidance counselor. Ikaw kaya, Ael, sa tingin mo, iboboto mo sila, kunyari, tatakbo sila maging presidente ng Pilipinas in 2020.
That means we'll be dividing Philippines into 4 parts, one for each one. All right.
Thank you. Okay, so narinig natin, no, sabi ng inyong guidance counselor, integrity is very much important. Now, ang tanong ko sa inyo, how do you align your programs based on your mission and vision of your organization? So let's start off with asking Algier.
All right. Basically, sa amin, institution, we'll see to it that our programs conducted in CSG will not just only makapahatag palipay sa estudyante, but of course, will give education sa among student kasi we're promoting education and culture dito sa amo. So basically, sa lain ng mga schools, they're promoting mga pageants, but here in our institution, that's really a very big issue na dili gid siya ginapur. So since we are focusing on makabuluhan nga butang. But
Okay.
we're more focusing on the academic.
Okay. What about you, Jan? Do you believe na hetong organization na ito, meron siyang sariling vision and mission? How would you recruit somebody else, maybe in the group or somebody outside from your group, to become a leader also?
Basically, usually we see someone nga, I think this person has qualities that can oversee mine. He has qualities nga, he has the potential to become a better leader than I am. Usually we will have an appointment with this person nga, hey, I've been observing you and I see in you that you could be a better leader than I am. Then how about let's talk about it nga.
You don't feel threatened, in other words. If
No.
you see somebody na with the potential to become even better than you are.
Yes, actually, since I'm still improving, and I can say that he can be, better.
Okay. What about you, Karen? We are already in the, where we have itong high-tech masyado na ang mga kabataan ngayon with all the gadgets that are present around us. Ito bang mga networking is very helpful in the dissemination of your programs and of your intentions for your group?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we have a Facebook page, and there we disseminate our information. Kay sometimes students you can't see students at school, pero online per me. And so we disseminate there our information, and we also text brigade everyone kung naami mga activities. So it's very helpful. Dili pareha sa una nga kailangan pag hindi mo pangitaon kung asa sulok sa kalibutan ni adto. Unya, pag karon is you can just post it on Facebook and everybody will know. And then we're very glad nga itong last na mga seminar, there are many students tungod kay they were updated through Facebook and through text messaging. So
Okay.
it's very helpful.
Now, heto naman si John, how do you motivate your members? Now, we already discussed na motivating somebody else to become a leader. So in other words, you don't feel threatened, yun yung ano ninyo. And you would want others to become leaders too. Heto naman, how do you motivate your members to become actively involved in whatever project or programs you have?
Well, of course, I have 3 steps no, yung ginagamit ko. First is to listen on what they want to do. And kung nakikinig ka sa kanila, alam na kung ano yung kinakailangan mong gawin. And then that's the time you encourage them on the things that they do. And lastly is to ask them on how can you help them to offer your assistance, parang ganon.
Okay. Now, malapit na matapos ang aking first half. I'd like to throw the floor now to AL. AL, meron kasi tayong trivia for the night.
All right. Our trivia for tonight is, do you believe that personality and leadership are directly related? Do you believe that personality and leadership are directly related? So can we have any volunteer to answer? Personality and leadership. You have any volunteer? Volunteers. All right, we have here in front. Can you stand up and can you state your name?
I'm Dennis, President of Business Administration Student Body Organization.
All right. Now, are you still single?
Yes.
All right. Single and president. Wow. Now, do you believe that personality and leadership are directly related?
Yes, I believe that personality and leadership are directed. It is because personality makes a person different from other people in a way that you may be unique. Like you may be friendly to your classmates, or you have this unique charismatic personality. Same with the way how a leader would lead his people or officer in the organization.
So uniqueness, how to deal with people, and leadership. All right. Next, can we have more volunteers? Can we see some hands? Personality. All right, we have here at the back a very fine and beautiful lady. Right. Excuse me. Now, sorry. Hello, ma'am. Are you still single? Praise God, still single, everyone. And now, thank you. A round of applause for her. All right. Personality and leadership, are they directly related?
Yes, for me, it's directly related because we all know that leadership is the capacity to lead people. And in order to be a successful leader, syempre, we have to have an attractive quality of, an attractive set of qualities of being a leader. So these qualities might be a key for you to be a successful leader.
Now, do you think that the panels there are attractive, or they have attractive personalities?
Yes, they have.
Attractive?
Yes, they are attractive.
All right, thank you. Now, some more. Last? Can we have one more? One more. All right, we have here a very fine gentleman. Ang may-ari ng Borja Street. Your name, please, your name.
I'm Dan Borja.
Dan Borja. Now, go for the trivia.
The question is,
Personality and leadership, are
Yeah.
they directly?
yes, my answer is yes, because when we define personality, it is one way of, it is the set of emotional qualities or way of behaving to be different to other people. And the leadership, it is ability or power to lead other people. So it's not the same definition, but they are related because we cannot form a personality without the leadership.
All right. So, pambala, Doc. Pambala ang personality. Now, we will be having more of this when we come back after a short break.
We are people, and we love to get connected. We connect as families because of birth. We connect as friends because we click. And we connect as communities because we care. Seventh-day Adventists are people who connect in communities called congregations, which in turn connect to form conferences, who connect together to form unions, divisions, and the General Conference. Why do we connect? It starts with a connection to the Creator, who invites us on a spiritual journey. When we journey together, we can help each other along the way. This journey is a journey of a lifetime, and as we learn and grow, life becomes filled with meaning and purpose. Our greatest joy is in helping others along the way. Wherever you are on your journey, we believe that we have something to offer that can make your life more whole. So the next time you see a Seventh-day Adventist, remember, you're not looking at someone who stands alone. They are connected to a world church that has 18 million members, gathered in 13 divisions, comprised of 122 unions, formed by 600 conferences, serving in 140,000 congregations in 208 countries, who worship in 924 languages, and they all want to connect with you.
we are here at Capital University to ask some of the dynamic students about what is leadership for them.
For me, leadership is someone who would lead the group, and something that would, a good leader should be also a good listener. You should have to consider not just your own thought, your own idea, but you also have to listen to other people.
For me, as matawag ka na leader if ikaw is responsible and taas og patience. Kay ang responsible nga leader is dili siya gabiya sa iyang mga trabaho, dili niya isalig ang sa kabutang sa uban niya nga member, mas mulihok siya.
Take good care niya followers. At the same time, kuan siya kanang sensitive sa needs sa iyang follower.
Have a passion, determination, and you love what you're doing, and then strive for your goal.
Leadership for me is not just commanding or making rules like that. Leadership is when you love your work and you're giving your passion in that work. That's leadership for me.
Ug atong nadungog ang nagkalain-lain nga opinyon sa mga estudyante. And this is Annalyn Nagwaling for Dynamic Youth.
Now, welcome back to Dynamic Youth. A while ago, we were talking about the relationship. Are they directly related, personality and leadership? Now, we all know that personality is just like a fuel to the leadership. Now, back to you, Doc.
Okay, so welcome back to our Dynamic Youth episode on leadership at its finest. Heto narinig natin, no? Heto aking mga young panelists. Narinig natin yung sagot nila sa trivia natin. How directly related is it, ang personality and leadership? Do you agree with what they say na heto nga magkaakibat sila? Kumbaga, these are intertwined. Hindi mo pwedeng paghiwalayin ang pagiging leader mo at saka yung personality mo. So bago natin sagutin yan, tanungin ko muna kayo, ano ba ang ibig sabihin natin ng personality for you? Ano bang characteristics meron ng isang tao upang maging isang leader siya? Let's start with our young lady here.
Oh, I think, ma'am, the characteristic of being a leader is you must be patient, must be open-minded. Pero yung sa akin, yung personality ko kasi, I'm very frank, straight to the point. Pero when I lead my people, when I lead my team, hindi ko ginagamit always yung pagka-prangka ko. I'm always adjusting to the people, to my team. So for me, they're not really
related at all.
Related at all.
What about you, John?
Actually, personality and leadership is somehow related because personality kasi yan yung pagkatao mo, yung mga characteristic mo, yung ano talaga yung true self mo. But sometimes personality can affect your leadership because if you're someone nga palaging nagagalit at tapos yung medyo parang authoritarian, yun talaga mag-affect yung sa leadership because I view personality as my personality should be relational. Someone as a leader should be open to his team. So I believe nga characteristics a leader should have is, yeah, like I agree with Karen, nga patient, but most importantly, I should relate my team as my brothers in crime.
Okay, brothers in crime, huhuling ka ng mga criminology students natin. What about you, Algier?
Okay, let me say first about character. Character is developed in home. Sa bahay yan dinidevelop. At saka, character is who you are when no one is watching. And your personality basically based on kung ano yung makiging kausap mo na tao. So, kailangan...
Kumbaga, ang ibig mo sabihin, Algier, hetong character mo, inherently ikaw yon.
Yeah.
Pero yung personality, heto yung pinapakita mo sa labas.
Oo, kasi nga, we have different personality when facing to people. Depende kung sino yung kausap mo. Kasi nga, hindi naman pwede kung anong meron ka, kung sino yung kausap mo, yun ka talaga. Pero I like the point of Karen na being frank. Kasi nga, totoo naman yun, but not all the time. Kasi nga, we have to be sensitive naman talaga sa mga sinasabi natin.
Okay, what about you, John?
Well, I also believe, Karen, about characteristics, yung patience, but I disagree with you. Sorry. Actually, for me, yung personality mo, yung ikaw. Yung character mo, yung parang, yun yung pinapakita mo kung sino yung kausap mo. Parang yun sa akin. And I think kasi yung leadership tsaka yung personality, parang hindi sila naka-intertwine eh. Say for example, yung personality mo na you're shy. And it's so hard for you to become a leader because you're shy. So parang ganun yung perception ko pag sinasabing personality and leadership are intertwined.
Oh, so you disagree with that. Pero ang katanungan ko naman sa inyong apat ganito. Ang sabi ninyo kailangan honest kayo, kailangan frank kayo pagharap ninyo ang isang tao. So kung ano yung prinsipyo mo, hindi mo pwedeng you don't have to make others follow whatever you believe in, di ba? Parang ganun yun. Pero ang tanong ko sa inyo seeing the world as it is today, let's put it in applications now. Heto, you are being trained to become the future leaders of the nation. So putting it in the perspective of years to come, you may also have the chance, we'll be seeing you will be voting for a government office, whether it's national or local. So paano natin ngayon masasabi na kailangan kayong maging prangka, maging honest kayo, na sabi nila, kung politician ka raw, o kaya isang leader ka, kailangan marunong kang mag-sugarcoat. Kailangan kahit na hindi ka naniniwala doon, pero kasi yun yung platform ng mga kasama mo, then you have to follow that. So how are you going to reconcile that with what you are doing now, which is, I believe, is the right way to do it and the right thing to do? Let's start with Karen.
Ma'am, I think it's not really the sugarcoat thing. But for me, as a leader also, you need to be appreciative of what your team is doing. If the team is doing good, you need to appreciate their good thing. But if they're doing bad, you can, just explain to them that, I didn't like this one. This came so very badly at the end. But then again, appreciation must always be there. You don't need to, appreciate them always bisag mali. Pero you need to appreciate them for what it costs, maybe.
Okay, what about you, Jan?
Well, do what you talk about. I mean, okay, let me rephrase that. You should do what you were promised to do.
Okay, in other words, you want them to see you talk. You do the talk that you have.
Oh, yeah, that's the statement.
Walk the talk, ang sabi nga nila.
Yes. Well, because if you were promising to someone, although promises were meant to be broken, but as a leader, you need to be committed to serve. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, what about Algier?
Okay. Yung mga plataforma ng mga presidente na tumatakbo sa government and dito sa institution, sa school base, is basically, it's just a part of the flow na kailangan mong gawin. Tsaka, merong mga bagay na napakalaki at it needs a lot of time, tsaka kailangang paghandaan. So, may mga platform na hindi nasusunod because of these circumstances. Kaya nga, kung merong platform na hindi nasunod, basically, you need to be frank and tell to the students, be transparent na hindi namin nagawa ito kasi nga because of these problems encountered. Okay. And basically, baka makatulog pa sila.
So, how important is transparency? Kasi sabi niya, transparent dapat. So, sa'yo, Jan, how important is transparency in a leader?
Well, dapat talaga, it's a big talaga na characteristics sa isang leader na may transparent siya sa kanyang ginagawa. Especially sa mga bagay na kailangang malaman ng iba, especially sa mga members. Hindi mo dapat sinasabi na, we're fine. The organization is really fine, pero yung totoo talaga, parang chaotic na yung organization. You should tell them because there might be one person on that room who can help the organization na parang ma-change siya. Parang ganun.
Okay. Now, have you had experiences wherein, handling a small group that becomes a bigger group and becomes a very big group actually is a transition. So, how do you handle people of diverse mindsets, people who have different backgrounds, people who have different opinions, and people who may not agree with you? So how do you deal with this? Let's start with Algier.
Okay, decision making is really very essence of being a leader. But since we are a parliamentary, kailangan naming malaman yung voices ng mga constituents saka dapat pagbutuhan. And at the end of the day, whatever decisions nga mangyayari, yun talaga yung karapat-dapat. Kasi nga, hindi lang sa akin, nakasalalay din sa kanila ang desisyon na gagawin para sa kabubuti ng
Okay. Now, Karen, paano yan? Kung sakali, you know, you have a huge group that will say contrary to what you believe in. So how would you handle that? Like for example, heto naniniwala ka na dapat heto yon because you believe in that project or in that program. But then a huge group, a majority, do not want that. And you do not agree. Hindi ka agree doon sa kanilang gusto. How would you handle that?
For me, as a leader of small group and it's getting big, mahimo pag bitaw akong divergent. Nagiging Superman na talaga. Pero I'm handling them in a way na we meet at the center. Okay, this is my point, and then that's your point. Let's meet at the center together. And then we agree. Ako ipasabot sa ilaha nga, not all your points madawat, not all my points madawat. That's why we need to meet at the center. We need to agree on things. So
in other words, you're trying to say that compromise is a huge part in the decision making that you have to have.
Yes, ma'am, exactly. You know, meeting at the center will really give them at ease. Mako sila nga, okay, wala din reject akong idea. Ako po, magmakaingon po ko nga, okay, so this is it. Happy gihapon sila nga, nakakome up mag-ingani. So brainstorming and, you know, decision making yun is very important.
Okay, John, what is the most challenging aspect in your experience as a leader?
Well, as a leader, you need to have that ability to persuade others with a sense of enthusiasm. Isa ka katao dapat nga mo-develop og isa ka environment ka tanan mo agree sa imong ideas. And as a leader, so far, I'm having trouble with sometimes with my team nga kanang to agree with this idea. But I'm also open to what they have. Maybe they can't agree with this, but they have also suggestions to, let's say, improve, or we have the same plan. I mean, not the same idea, but we have a different plan of achieving it. So I guess that's my problem.
So you can work with them, in
Yes,
other
yes.
words. Narinig natin, Ael, di ba? Parang kayang-kaya na natin silang iboto 10, 20 years from today. Parang lahat yata ng dapat sa isang leader ay nasa sa kanila na. Do you agree with that?
Yes, we agree, Doc. And I think the audience here would like also to agree.
So, sinabi mo yon na would like to agree.
Right.
Okay.
They will.
Yeah, can you give the microphone? Can you please look for Dr. Abuot? I have a question for her. Okay, Doktora, what steps, ano ang pwedeng gawin ng isang leader na kagaya nitong mga kabataan na ito in order for them to resolve a complicated issue?
For them to resolve a very complicated issue, the first thing they must do is they must stay calm and steadfast. They must be focused on their goals. And then, just like what they have said a while ago, they have to gather information, data from their constituents, and then they have to do that by asking questions relative to the problem, and then listen to their constituents.
Okay, salamat po. No, narinig natin, listening is very much important also in being a leader. Ngayon, siguro si Ael will have to ask from the audience. Maybe our audience would like to participate now and ask their student leaders who are in front questions related to our topic. Yes.
All right. So, do you have any questions for our leaders right now? Can we see some hands? All right, let's start from here. Your name, please.
My name is Andrea Nika from the Criminology Department, and I have a question for you. As a leader, have you experienced failure, and how did you cope up with those loss that you had?
Okay, so pasagot muna natin Ael sa kanila. So who would like to answer that? Narinig ninyo yung tanong ng ating audience, no? Isa sa ating audience. How do you cope up or nakatanggap na ba kayo na experience na you failed, no? And how did you handle that? Yes.
Well, basically, well, during the past months, we have experienced failures. How we handled that is afterwards, I would call on with the team. I would call a meeting. Like, we would have some sort of evaluation, and it tends to become an open forum. Like, where did we go wrong, and how can we avoid or how can we change the way things go to have a better success at things.
Okay. Pero you as a person, syempre, you are talking only of the group as a teamwork. Na heto, we failed on something and then we need to find the solutions. But you as a person, how did you take that failure? Did you feel like, ay, gusto ko nang maghumpasay at ayoko na talaga?
It depends on how grave the failure is. Like, but it shouldn't put myself down. I should keep on going. Like, if ever I fall down, I should know when to get back up. Not when, but to know to get back up immediately with some point nga, okay, I should be better at this point.
Okay. Algier, yes.
Okay, failure is part of the success. And they said 99% of success is failure. Basically, pag merong isang event, you need to work hand in hand with your co-workers or constituents. Kasi nga, hindi pwede ikaw lang mag-isa. So basically, pag merong failures, of course, merong hindi nag-function. So basically, after that, siguro kailangan kunin yung attention, saan tayo nagkulang, and we need to improve. Kasi nga, if we keep repeating mistakes over and over again, so hindi tayo magpa-prosper.
Okay. Second question, Nael.
We have here another lady who would like to ask a question. Now, your question?
We know that being a leader is a very hard part, but my question is, how do you handle the pressure within it?
Okay. Heto, medyo mabigat ito. Pressure within it. Ikaw ba, Ael, nasi-stress ka ba dyan? Napapressure ka ba?
I don't feel any pressure right now. All right, thank you.
Yes, Karen.
Handling pressures, I think, basically pressures are just there to, you know, to bring you down, basically. Pero, one, isa gid ka, marag panlaban ako sa pressure is I eat. Yeah, a lot. I eat a lot. Marag, okay.
Pasalamat ka, it doesn't show.
Yeah. No? Sexy pa rin, ma'am. Okay, joke lang. Anyway, I handle pressure, marag, I need to calm down myself. Agaka-pressure na ko, marag, okay, breathe in, breathe out. Marag, kailangan ko magkuan. But then again, I also check on them. What happened, di ay? Why are they pressuring me this and that? And so when they gave me the answers, so okay, nga ni di ay. So I also have the sequence on what will I do.
Okay. What about you, John?
For me, Doc, actually, same kami ni Karen. When I'm pressured, kumakain din. Nakaibahan lang, hindi siya tumataba. I grow sideways. Pero sa akin, yung pressure, I think, especially sa akin, I'm a student assistant, I'm also a student, and I'm also a leader. So parang, may tatlong pressure talaga. Parang ang bigat ng yung responsibility. Para na sa akin, parang hindi ako ma-pressure is that I always motivate myself kung bakit ako tumakbo as president, bakit why did I become a student? Why did I become a student assistant? Parang ganun. Yung parang minomotivate yung self ko para hindi ako ma-pressure so much.
Do introspection also.
Tama.
Okay. The third question, Nael.
Third question. All right. We have here a very smart gentleman. Your name, please.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Engine Cadet 2nd Class Janelle Bibito. I'm the president of the Junior Mariners Club.
All right. The president. And then your question is?
Here is my question. As a leader,
Kalma. All right.
Sorry. As a leader, what kind of leadership skills did you use to all your subordinates or your co-officers in order that all your plans or all your activities will be successful? Are you a bossy type leader or a democratic type leader or whatever?
All right. So maganda yun, Ael. Ikaw ba, Ael?
Bossy type or democratic?
So, sino unahin natin? Si Jan.
Actually, some people tell me that you should choose one leadership style. Yung parang you should be autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire. But for me, yung na-experience ko sa organization namin, sometimes I become autocratic and sometimes I become democratic. I give them freedom. Sometimes naman laissez-faire, I let them what they want to do. It depends na kung anong activity yung kinakailangan leadership style. Kasi may mga activity na yung activity naman is important. Yung parang lahat ng activities should be successful. Depende na lang kung paano ka ba respond sa activity na pina-project mo. So, yun, nagde-depend ako kung ano yung activity namin.
Okay, so you vary from one type of leadership skill to the next. What about you, Algier?
For me, servant leadership, you need to be a man of your talk. Kailangan, pag hindi nila nagawa, kailangan mong gawin kasi nga, leader ka eh. Pag may kulang, you need to kailangan mong gawin. And the challenge is, kailangan talagang sa isang leader, hindi pwede isang leadership style lang gagawin mo. Kasi nga, you have different types of constituents, iba-ibang pag-iisip nila. So you need to adjust as well kung ano man yung pinapakita nila sa inyo. So democratic and being autocrat is dapat.
Okay, what about you, John?
I guess I tend to agree with my co-panel here na every activity you need to choose different and varied styles of leadership. For me, I'd like to be authoritarian sometimes, but by authoritarian, I need to persuade them this should be our activity, and then I tend to switch to democratic. Then, what should be your ideas to have this sort of activity for this plan?
What about Karen?
Me, ma'am, I murag wala sa ilahan, no? Murag, I'm into more, murag, kanang gusto mo ako nga friendly approach, dili kay ko autocratic, maybe a little bit, gamay lang yun, tas gamay pod nga gamay nga pagka-democratic. I really don't want to pressure them nga, kailangan kani, no. I want them to, feel free, feel at home nga, naa sila nga, mararanyan mo ni ate o kuya. And it really results well. Ang tsada kayong resulta kay, they function well, comfortable sila.
Okay. Now, let us go years later. Okay, so 5-10 years from today, how would you want to be remembered as a leader in the different organizations that you are handling now? Like, for example, 5 or 10 years from today, you get to meet all of these people again. And then, you would want them to say this to you as a leader. So let's start with John.
Hirap ng tanong. Parang pang 5 to 10 years, I think I just want them to remember me being a president na yung from hosting ako sa mga organizations sa amin from hosting to president, parang ganun. I want them to remember me na I am the type of president na very fun because I sometimes joke around during our seminars, and sometimes also I'm very strict. It depends. I want you to remember me na I'm a very diverse person.
Okay. What about you, Algier? How would you want to be remembered as a leader?
Okay. Someday soon, 5 years from now, maybe kung ano yung magiging legacy ko as a president in this, kasi nga yung term namin malapit nang mag-end. So we'll see to it that the students during our administration, nag-enjoy sila with our activities. Because of that activities, they tend to remember na, that president, meron siyang ginawang event na kaming lahat ay natuwa at kaming lahat ay naka-benefit. So I want to.
What about you, John?
10 years from now, I'd like to have a family, but no, that's not that's not the answer for the question. But 10 years from now, I'd like to agree with Alger nga this president had done something different nga parang yung natuwa yung mga constituents mo sa nagawang activity mo.
Yes. What about Karen?
For me, it's not really the physical activity that I did. I want people to, be inspired for me as a leader. I want them to kanang kaingon sila nga kana siya nga leader kay siyang nakapa-inspire sa ako. That's why I'm a leader of the day.
All right. Now, let's go on the lighter side ngayon. Siyempre, hindi naman natin pwedeng sabihin na aral, school, activities, being a leader, yun lang ang buhay natin, di ba? Hindi naman natin paikutin yung mundo around these 4 areas. Now, let's talk on the lighter side. So, first, how do you de-stress yourself? Number 2, do you have a life outside of being a student in Capital University, outside of being a leader? And what is that? Okay, let's start with John.
Actually, mahilig akong gumimik. yung mga classmates ko, iba yung tawag sa akin eh. Yung parang mas gimikero, parang ganun. Pero I see to it na pag gumigimik ako, I make sure that my grades are, satisfactory, and I do accomplish my tasks. Even my constituents tells me na, you're so stressed. Let's go out, parang ganun.
Okay, what about you?
Okay, sabi ng friend ko, bakit daw kailangan merong break or mayroong rest day? Kasi nga, yun yung time na kailangan kang pumunta outside. Kasi nga, kung walang break, masisira uro mo sa trabaho. Kasi nga, trabaho hindi natatapos. Ako naman, I still have involvement outside the campus, but still an organization. So, maganda kasi I still have the time to meet and mingle with other types of perspective. At the same time, yun, enjoy pagkatapos ng event.
Oh, what about John?
Well, I'd like to distress myself by just being alone. Because I feel I need to think about the things I have done, like to reflect what I have done. Just to be reminded of what I need to do next.
Okay, what about Karen?
For me, I distress myself having a cup of coffee and reading. So, distressing myself, being
Alam
alone
ninyo,
also.
napakaano ninyo eh. Bakit takot ba kayong malaman na nagde-date kayo? Ha? Oh.
No time for love.
No time for love. Then
Very
how can...
busy.
Disagree daw. Okay, Ael, ha? Yata, sabi nila, no time for love daw. Maniniwala ba ang audience niyan? Baka wala dyan yung kanilang girlfriend at sa kanila yung boyfriend. Napakabilis ng oras natin, Ael, dito, no? Tapos na naman ang ating episode on sa Dynamic Youth nitong Leadership at its Finest Hour. So, I'd like to ask our guests first, ano ang pwede ninyong sabihin para sa ating mga tagapagpanood ng Dynamic Youth at saka ng ating mga kapwa-kabataan ngayon? How would you like to inspire them? Being young, and full of life, full of hope, and who would want to be a leader or maybe be a follower? Let's start off with our lady here.
Okay. Guys, one thing is for sure here, make your day productive. If you want to be a leader, discover it within yourself because somebody might tell you na pwede ka mahimong leader, but if you don't have confidence with yourself, wala ka ni tuo nga kaya na ako di ka nga gwapo ko, di ba? So you need to be, an inspiration of your own self.
Okay, what about, Jan?
You have to seize the opportunity. If you can see this opportunity that you can develop yourself, you need to take it. Because someday you could use that in the near future.
All right. What about Algier?
Okay, sabi nga ni Rizal, ang kabataan ay pag-asa ng bayan. So as of today, we need more leaders and sino pa ang tatayo? Sino pa ang makikipaglaban para sa karapatan ng mga kabataan? So kailangan natin ng mga leaders kung sa tingin mo ikaw, you have these qualities of being a leader. Try mo. Kasi nga, wala namang mawawala eh. Try being a leader at the same time. Along the way, you will develop and baka ikaw pa yung hinihintay ng kabataan ngayon na makatulong
Okay, what about Jan?
For me, being young is not forever. It doesn't last. So why not enjoy your younger years by being productive and have confidence to become a leader also?
Okay, what about you, Ael? What's your parting shot to our viewers?
From all of us here in the audience, be loved, be lovable, and shine on.
Okay. Remember po, this is what I'd like to end the show with. The Bible account of leaders actually is there. And we know that there are a lot of leaders that are being mentioned in the Bible. And one of them is actually Paul. And Paul has this to say to young Timothy. Alam natin yung story na yan. Young Timothy being a young disciple of Apostle Paul. And he said that you have to be a leader by word, in charity, in faith, in spirit, and you also need to lead by example. Young people, remember that you should lead on and make a change. And that change is for now. Magandang gabi po sa ating